Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. This is your brother Red Pill reporting live and direct. How's everybody doing? All right. It was kind of early or late for that matter, but I just wanted to do this quick stream. You know what I'm talking about? Today is a very significant day. Uh, I was trying to get on the stream earlier, but I had shit to do. You know, I had Summer Madness. I had to watch that. Shout out to everybody out there in Vegas. Shout out to Smack. That was a dope battle. Niggas was getting cooked all night. You know what I'm talking about? Peace to James. Peace to Davina. How y'all doing? I'm not gonna be here too long. I just wanted to touch on some things, that today represents. Today is the solar eclipse. I just finished doing an affirmation. I'm not sure if everybody is aware of the power of today. 888 or 88 was the Lions Gate. That was a very powerful portal date, the Lions Gate portal. We did a stream on Thursday on that day to capture the energy of that day. And now we find ourselves today on the eclipse 811. This is also a portal. This is a great day for affirmations. What are affirmations? Affirmations is the upgrade to praying. What do you mean, brother Red Pill? What I mean is go to Google and ask them what the fuck an affirmation is. Because, like I said, it's late at night. I don't have that much time to tell a nigga some shit that they should already know. But I encourage you to get into the art of affirmations, meaning you affirm what is yours. You don't pray for anything. You don't get on your knees and start begging and shit. Oh my goodness, and oh Lord, and no, you affirm. Look, motherfucker, cut the check. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, pay me. Shit like that. That's an affirmation. Um, this is also a good time to banish, or this is a good time to burn and bury, right? Meaning that some of us have things that we want to get rid of. This is a perfect time to get rid of it. Put it on a piece of paper and burn that shit. Write your enemy's name on a piece of paper. Write your bad habits. Your enemy is your bad habit. It's your vices. Sometimes some of your enemies and foes are some of your vices that are just clothed in the flesh. It came to life in this holographic reality to where as if the lower self or your shadow self is walking all over you and it's winning the war, is beating your ass, then you'll have an enemy manifest in the human form, like AKA the boogie monster. How many people know enemies of theirs that have followed them all of their lives and shit? Like, I don't know too many enemies that I have that follow me all of my life. They usually become friends or they're dead. You dig what I'm saying? Or when you face that enemy, either you defeat that enemy or they defeat you. That is an emanation of your lower self. That's an emanation of your vices and your addictions and stuff like that. They come out in the form of your enemy. You know what I'm saying? So all of this fake ass, white people are, white people this, the white man don't like us, and no, nigga, you don't like yourself, and it manifested as the white man. You know what I mean? As a pink person, like we start loving ourselves, we start loving our people, we start loving our family, we start getting ourselves right, we start honoring our ancestors, right? We start doing right by our ancestors. We start feeding our ancestors. We start turning victims into martyrs. Then you will begin to see that your imaginary quote unquote fear, false expectations appearing real. The boogeyman that you hid in the closet, they'll begin to disappear. And then you could live in blissfully peace, but you niggas will never see me march out to any kind of war that you niggas are talking about fighting, because I don't even think you understand the concept of what war is. You're following the European concept of imperialism. It's not war. It's imperialism. You went and fought in Vietnam and Korea. You niggas was imperialists. You were fighting an imperialistic war. That's not truly what war is. You were fighting another country for their resources at the behest of your oppressor. You didn't necessarily fight a war. Wars are a little bit different than that. So people are talking about they want to go to war. What, you got to go to war with yourself first. You got to clean up yourself. What are you talking about? That's the real war. The war is within. Because let me tell you something. We could wake up tomorrow morning and something could miraculously happen to your boogeyman. You know what I mean? And niggas is still gonna be fucked up because they're still niggas. You know what I mean? It's not niggas never ignorant getting goals accomplished. It's niggas with a niggas like niggers, like the kind of entity that was created inside of the labs, the sex farms, and other places by Yakub or by the slave master or by the wicked scientist and the eugenicist and those other people, those German and French and Spaniard scientists who were gene splicing, and also Moorish scientists, also Arabic Arab scientists and African scientists. They were engineers. They were responsible for engineering you niggas. Don't ever get it fucked up. You think some of the free blacks wasn't playing in the labs or the sex farms too? You know what I'm talking about? You know, you got to dig a little bit deeper and not into motherfucking your Blockbuster video account, not into your Netflix account. Stop watching movies as a depiction of what fucking history is. No, pick up those books that are damn near forbidden. Find you a way to get a book, those books that are like $5,000 on Amazon. You found a way to get that other shit off of Amazon that was $5,000 and you didn't pay nothing for it. Well, goddamn it, go get you the book that's on Amazon for $5,000 and you know what I mean? Make that shit magically appear in your motherfucking inbox. Facts. Yeah, the germ man, not the German, the germ man. Okay, wicked scientists. These are evil geniuses, and they learned how to splice animals. They learn how to splice the lowest of the lowest European, and they learn how to splice Africans, and they created what is known as the nigger. Do you know that this is one of the newest species on the planet, the nigger? Do you know that the Negro and the nigger is one of the newest species on the planet? Meaning that when a continental African comes to America, they're like, yo, y'all new niggas. You're not from the continent because your phenotype is somewhat reflective of people on the continent, but my nigga, you're not from the continent. You're a new nigga that's why they look at you like new nigga. You different nigga. Like you special nigga, but you different nigga. You're not us. You look like us. You got traits of us, but there's some other shit inside of you that's not us, my nigga, and that's us. That's who we are. So any war that we're gonna have to fight is gonna have to be within. Any war that we're going to have to fight is going to be to defeat some of the junk DNA or some of that splicing that was done to us to get us back to, you know, our better selves, because a lot of us have a lot of wars that are raging within. A lot of wars that are raging within, and it plays out in this holographic universe of ours in many different ways. In many different ways. And our mentality, the way that we see ourselves, the way that we see other people's, the perception that we have of who we are, our contributions to humanity and society, the way that we view the European based off of indoctrination and falsehoods. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you see, this is my disclaimer. I'm on my Otis Redding shit. I'm gonna flip the camera, sitting at the dock of the bay. You know what I'm saying? And it's mad dark out there and it's water and shit. And if some shit hops up, nigga, I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't judge me. But I don't do, you know, I'm a city kid. I'm not a, you know what I mean? This ain't me. Nigga, I'm not Huckleberry Finn. You know what I'm talking about? I can barely swim. So I'm playing it real safe right now. You know what I mean? I'm playing it real safe. But that's what it is. Y'all could deny it all you want. You know what I mean? And everybody, because don't think that every single black person in America is under that fate. It's not the truth. Some of us we were not made in a lab. We don't got nothing to do with no fucking lab. We were not spliced. We're not even niggers. You know what I'm saying? We some of us was already just we was just here chilling. We still here chilling. We sitting around looking at crackers, niggas, and all kind of other people flood through the gates. That's not everybody, but that is some of us. Let's be clear. You know what I mean? Let's be very clear. And they threw all of us in a pot and called us black. The same way that they threw all of the Europeans in a pot and called them white. Do you know? If you watch the movie Reverend, I'm going back. I'm covering this because I covered it before. The movie Reverend was a good example to show you what America or what the relationships that were going on between the European tribes before they came up with before the Whiggamore Party came up with the political term white. You had the French fighting the Spanish, fighting the Dutch, fighting the British, though the Brutish and whatnot. They wasn't homies. They wasn't gang. They wasn't all. They wasn't walking around talking about the white man this, the white man that. This is the white man's country. Make America great again. No, nigga. They was banging on each other, trying to enslave one another, scalping one another. They had the motherfucking Indians doing plays for them, running down and taking scalps for them. Facts. And they were what are known as trappers, right? And somebody, and it's the same trapper like you have today. The same concept that you have niggas in the hood calling themselves trappers. Well, shit, you had these crackers and they were fur trappers. They was trapping chinchilla, nigga. They was trapping sable. They were trapping motherfucking skunks and shit. They were trapping beavers and they were called trappers because they were trapping pelts. They were trapping pelts, they were trapping skins and whatnot, and they were trading that. This was all about trading. There was tobacco being traded. There was motherfucking there was sugar cane and stuff like that being traded. There was felts, there was pelts being traded. You know? They were trappers. So these trappers and whatnot were trading with indigenous Indians and whatnot. Then they were moving around. They were cutting deals. They were cutting treaties. They were breaking treaties. They were disregarding treaties. It was all about trade and mercantile, merchants. This shit has always been about merchant trade. That's why it's always been about merchant seamen trading, even in the days of Carthaginians, Hannibal's days, even in the Kemetic days, even in Mansa Musa's days. Them niggas was trading, doing commerce, nigga trapping. You know what I'm talking about? Quiet town, tie it down. And they had water. They had routes on the motherfucking oceans that would take them to a quiet town, a quiet country, a paradise. The Bahamas, St. Croix, you know what I mean? South America, Central America, Hawaii. You know what I'm talking about? That's how they was moving on ships and whatnot. You have the privateers, you have the corsairs, you have the motherfucking pirates of the Caribbean, you have the Moors on the water, my nigga. That's what you had. The golden trade of the Moors, you had them sailing ships. They were pirates. There was a motherfucking Port Royal in Jamaica. You have all up and down on the islands in the Caribbean. Those were rest havens for the pirates. And the pirates were they were jumping aboard slave ships. They were capsizing slave ships. They were taking Europeans on slave ships hostage. They had their own ships of motherfucking white Slavs themselves, and they were selling them like niggas sell birds these days. Like El Chapo when them niggas flip birds. Well, goddamn it, they have more selling white children and white women and all of that stuff up and down the coast. The Gulf Coast. I'm on the Gulf. I'm in Texas right now. The Gulf Coast region, the mound builders. This is the Gulf. Mississippi flowing like the Nile, my nigga. They were selling people up and down the Mississippi. Crackers. Facts. You niggas do your homework. Real talk. You know what I mean? Real talk. A lot of that slave trade that you may think was going on, the Pan-African slave trade and whatnot, that you may think was going on, was actually a lot of slave trade was going on right here. Right here, there was a reverse slave trade. Before the slave trade came from Africa into the Americas, the first slave trade was from the America into motherfucking Europe and the Africas. Facts. So we just have to fix things up, man. Like I said, if anything were to happen and white people miraculously disappeared, well, goddamn it, you got to deal with the Asians, you got to deal with the Indians, you got to deal with the Koreans, you got to deal with a lot of other people. But most importantly, you got to deal with the continental African, because He's gonna run down on you. Facts. He got some questions that he wants answering. You know what I mean? Like, who the fuck are you niggas? Like, where did you come from? Because they're not identifying all of you niggas from Gory Island. Why you niggas be going to Ghana? Nobody brings back pictures of the Ghanaians that look like niggas in Bed-Stuy and niggas in fucking the third ward. Some of them, but not all of them. Not all. Yeah, I'm in Houston right now by Nassau. Not all of them. Them niggas in Ghana and West Africa, all of them don't have the phenotypes. They get some of them have the phenotypes. It's mad tribes, but all of those tribes don't have the phenotypes of the Black American. And don't talk about rape, nigga. Everybody wasn't getting raped. You be disrespecting your ancestors so much with this rape shit. You think niggas wasn't just fucking? What are you talking about? You think niggas just wasn't just running, walking around, laying down pipe and procreating? Everybody had to get raped? God damn it. Y'all niggas have watched Roots. Alex Haley was a CIA agent. Alex Haley got sued for fucking jacking Roots. Roots is the shit. You niggas are suffering from post-traumatic root syndrome. You know what I mean? You don't know your history, man. God damn it. You don't know your history. You've accepted PBS version of your history, the National Geographic, the motherfucking Smithsonian, and all of them are lying. They have no reason to tell you the truth because you're the op. So why the fuck would they tell you the truth? Are you gonna tell your op the truth? Have you niggas been telling the truth to your ops? No. You've been telling the truth to the crackheads that you niggas are eating off of? No. You be telling them that shit is butter and it's not. You know what I mean? So why would they not lie to you? Why would they not lie to your dumbass who goes to them for fucking information when they're running around they're cheating, they're sitting on your land, they're sitting on your resources. Why would they want to give that up? Huh? Look at this shit. Let me show you this. Told you I'm sitting on the dock of the bay. It's some fucking hillbillies right across the water. Why would these hillbillies they're sitting around listening to Post Malone and Dr. Dre, you know what I mean? Why would they tell you anything about you? What the fuck do they have to gain out of that? You know what I'm saying? They live in a very good life with your dumb ass being asleep and dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. That's how they thrive, off of your ignorance. Off of your ignorance. Alex Haley was a fucking CIA plant, yo, and he was a Mason. He lied to you. You know what I'm saying? He lied. Like, I'm about to do the funk flex. He lied. He lied. He was lying. That nigga was lying. Liar Cohen. You know what I mean? And they keep lying to you to the point where you're lying to yourselves. So, hey, you know, good luck in your search. You know what I'm saying? Because every man is here for knowledge itself. Shout out to my wave people. Look at this shit. See the velvet? This is the velvet wave cap. I'm not being a little kid or immature rocking a do-rag. I'm just trying to lay my waves down, my niggas. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I don't have nobody to impress. I don't gotta, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm in hillbilly land right now. Like, you know, what do you want me to be? So today was a very powerful day. I don't know if anybody felt the shift. To be honest with you, I couldn't even really move around like that. I just really was in stillness. I was in stillness. I didn't try to do too much. I uploaded some videos to my YouTube channel, Phil T. Moreland. Make sure you go there and subscribe. Make sure you niggas hit the notifications and all of that fly shit. And, you know, I just did a lot of looking within and just a lot of assessment today because, to be honest with you, that was the energy that the solar eclipse and whatnot. That's the energy that it was giving me. Like, don't run around. And kind of like I'm in the South, so I the South is laid back, so I'm not running around crazy like I do in New York because I'm laid back. I'm in the South. Like, the niggas don't move crazy like that. They're not in a rush. So I'm not in a rush either. You know? Yeah, is it velvet? You damn right it's velvet. It ain't no regular. You know me, I'm not regular schmegula. I don't do regular shit. Like this is not no regular do rag. Like, yeah, I'm stunting right now. You know what I'm talking about? My waves are gonna be velvy. So today was the birthday of hip hop as well. 45 years old. On August 11th, 1972, right? Cool Herc. Cool Herc. Anybody know about Cool Herc? Well, Cool Herc is considered by the historians to be the father of hip hop, right? And he did a park jam. There's a flyer, there's a historic flyer, and there was a party on August 11th when he found the breakbeat. And that goes down in history, they say, as the day that hip hop was born. So let's think about it, family. We are 45 years into $1 trillion industry, not $1 billion, because it has surpassed billion. It has hip hop has surpassed the billionaire mark. And when I say hip hop, I don't mean rap music. Let's be clear, because hip hop is bigger than rap music. You had niggas spinning on their heads and dancing to the music. Well, that was the pillar called breakdancing. You had people laying down a visual aspect of it in the form of artwork. That was called graffiti. Okay, that's the pillar called graffiti. You had brothers that picked up the mic after the break beat and whatnot and started MCing or being masters of the ceremony. That's another pillar of it. That's the MCing part. Then you had the DJing part. That is actually one of the that was like one of the nucleuses that birthed hip hop. That was the DJ. Okay, that's a pillar of it. That's the DJ. That's the person who was rocking the turntables, right? Cool Herc, Bambada, pause, and a few other people, Grandmaster Theodore, um, and a whole litany of DJs were instrumental in ushering in what is known now as the most influential genre of music to ever come about in the last. They said one article 50 years, then an art, and then in another research, another study, they said forever. They did a scientific study. It's called the London University. I think the New London or London New School University. This is supposed to be a prestigious university. I believe it's Ivy League in across the pond. They did a research and they did a scientific research where they were matching tones and all kind of science. They were doing some real shit. And hip hop, the culture of hip hop was determined to be the most dominant culture in music's history, beating out jazz, R&B, and other things. I know people are like, nigga, what? Beethoven. Yeah, nigga, beat that too. What is you talking about? Classical music. Like, it beat all of that. And I didn't make this up. Like, I'm just repeating what I read. There's multiple articles to shed light on what I'm saying, that hip hop is the most dominant the most dominant genre in what is known as the musical genre right now as I'm speaking. It dominates the world. Hip hop dominates the motherfucking world. Some dusty, crusty, poverty stricken, you know what I mean? Gang banging motherfucking arsonists and young brothers and sisters who are living in perpetual states of poverty. And I'm not dissing anybody by saying, they went from ashy to classy, because look, I don't know if you niggas, I was born in the Bronx, right? 1975. Okay, I was born in the BX, New York City. God damn it, that shit looked like 18 bombs went off at once out there. Buildings was burning and shit. I remember it from the motherfucking baby carriage, nigga. My goddamn my onesie smelled like soot. My onesie smelled like smoke, my nigga. So many buildings were burning out there. The shit was it was go and look at old film. Who was it? Jimmy Carter? One of the presidents, Nixon, one of them got out their car and was like, well, God damn it. They was touring the Bronx and they got out the car, stopped the Secret Service, get out the car. And he looked around and was like, nigga, I didn't know that we had a civil war in America. I didn't know that they bombed the Bronx. That's how it looked. So out of the ashes of the Bronx arose a rose, meaning that a rose grew out of the concrete. That rose is hip hop, came out of a very desolate place. Now it's $1 trillion business. And the pioneers of that business are not in business or they're not benefiting from the business. What do you mean, Red Pill? There was a case that came about recently where one of the members from the first group that ever went platinum, the Sugar Hill Gang, right? One of its members was arrested in Lower Manhattan, right, for stabbing another man, I guess in self-defense. But this man was a fucking parking attendant. One of the founders of hip hop that was in the Sugar Hill Gang got arrested in Lower Manhattan, and his occupation at the time of his arrest, parking attendant, right? A subservient, the same parking attendant job that's available for a nigga that's coming out of Somalia or a nigga that's coming out of a mud hut or a shanty town in any fucking third world country that you could throw a dart at right now. Just blindfold yourself and just throw a motherfucking dart and it hit the map. Any nigga coming out of any region that the fucking dart hits, these niggas is working, god damn it, in the motherfucking parking industry. Meaning that these niggas are parking attendants. So one of the pioneers of $1 trillion business got to sit around and chill with niggas in a parking attendant. Like he's a parking attendant, family. What the fuck is going on with this culture? Who took the culture from us? Who robbed the culture? Kool Herc, my man, my guy. Ace Boon Cooney's from Jamaica, matter of fact. A Jamaican is responsible for birthing hip hop. Bumbleclot, right? Me and that nigga was on the train the other day. How about that? On the 5 train. And I like riding the train. Look, I don't give a fuck how much money I make. I'ma always ride the train. I'ma take my little notepad. I'ma smoke me a L, and then I'ma get on the train. Why? Because the New York City Transit is one of the most interesting places where a person who's an artist like me, I draw a mad inspiration from the train. I don't even I don't draw as much inspiration from the train as I do the airport. I mean, I draw more inspiration from the train than I do just being in the airport looking at weird crackers from around the world get off the plane and shit. Like I like people watching in the airport, but it doesn't compare to the IRT or the train. I'm just weird like that. I draw like I think of rhymes, I think of ideas, I think of concepts. I'm able to think around all of that chaos that's on the trains. I guess that's a New York thing. And I'm the kind, I'll park the motherfucking Tesla and hop on the train and just soak it up. I'll park the Lambo, nigga, right at goddamn Atlantic Avenue and hop on a goddamn train and take it a few stops just to soak up New York City. But that's not what that nigga was on the train doing. He wasn't soaking up New York City with me. He was on the motherfucking train trying to get to where he got to go. You know what I'm saying? Kool Herc should never want to ride. Kool Herc should be riding motherfucking shotgun in the goddamn. I took the top off the Maybach, whatever fucking car that he want. I want to pull up in a Lambo today, my nigga. I want to pull up on 1560 Sedgwick and just hop out on these niggas like on some Kool Herc shit. He should be able to do that. Like hip hop has failed the pioneers. It is a bastard culture now as a result of the fact that the same people whose blood, sweat, and tears and sweat equity help birth, because people is like, oh, them niggas wasn't about business, and Russell Simmons and them, they came along and they was about liar Cohen was about business, Rick Rubin was about business, they was Jews, so they saw the money in it and they commodified it and they turned it into $1 trillion business. So them niggas just got to take that L. I'm like, damn, you niggas is some cold-hearted fucking slaves, man. Y'all so slave groveling ass motherfucking crackers in the middle of your brain type of niggas. Like Y'all so Roman, bro. Who knows? You so fucking 48 laws of power Romanistic in your minds. Fuck out of here. These are the progenitors. These are the pioneers. These are the seed planters. Like, why don't you respect that? Why don't you respect that? Why can't you? I don't understand why people don't respect that. You mean to tell me all of those late nights in the club mean nothing? All of that DJing, all of that niggas was in the Bronx DJing in front of 10,000, 5,000, 1,500. This was the time of gang warfare where the gangs was beating niggas up with brass knuckles like the movie The Warriors. Like this shit was the real New York where you could get completely washed on a train. Like that's another reason why I like taking the train. Cause there was a time when you couldn't take the train. You know what I'm talking about? It was gladiator school. And I even played a part in that when I in my innocent youthful days and whatnot. I was a part of that, wilding out, rat packing and wolf packing on the trains and whatnot. So I love the trains. Um, you mean to tell me that all of that shit that these pioneers heads spinning on their fucking heads, some niggas broke their neck, you know what I mean? Back spinning, doing the worm and all of that shit, you know what I mean? You niggas is telling me that electric boogie and breaking one and two and cold crush, you trying to throw that away because you niggas is dick riding motherfucking Hustle Simmons and Liar, the lying Cohen, huh? You really serious, bro? You niggas is lap dancing these niggas like they're really pioneers? No, they stole the culture, bro. They stole the fucking culture. They sold these are vultures. They stole the culture. And they won't, and you could tell that they stole the culture because they're not making it right to the forefathers. Why is there not a union? You don't have a union in hip hop? There's no pension in hip hop. There's no 401k in hip hop. Why can't there at least be a tax? What is a tax? For every fucking, because you know the Japanese they done took the dance and shit. So for every ticket that the Jabberwocky sell, 2 cents of that tax goes into the hip hop fund. For every fucking spray can that you niggas sell, right? Because the spray can market exploded and shit, Krylon and all of that. Yeah, goddamn it, 2 cents goes into that. For every mural that niggas gets paid for, 2 cents goes to the fucking fund. For every CD or stream or album that's sold, that's hip hop affiliated, 2 cents, 3 cents. Y'all carving up motherfucking the pie for all the y'all giving mountain climbers from Wisconsin hip hop money. And what the fuck do they know about hip hop? You know what I mean? You giving everybody else money. Israel is getting a lot of our money from hip hop. So why can't the pioneers eat? Why they don't even have a burial fund? You might have niggas in Potter's Field and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? This shit is disgusting. So it's a bastard culture. It has no father. That you can't identify a father because Russell Simmons can't be the father of hip hop. You heard Kanye, that nigga got me too. He's a pervert. He's a fucking homosexual, fake ass, Kundalini rising, Bikram yoga, pervert, motherfucking pedophile because he was fucking with that young Asian when she was 17 years old. And there was other stories about him trying to knock down these little young models and shit from Transylvania. You know what I'm saying? You know how they be having them little wafer looking fucking vampire looking models and whatnot on the runway. Yeah, he likes chasing behind these broads. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, fuck that. That nigga got gold toilets and ceilings and whatnot. They stole the culture. And then he sold the culture to Lior and Rick Rubin and Todd Mosca and all of these other Jews that are nameless, Clive Barker or Clive Davis. You know what I mean? Like that whole cabal. Jerry Heller, Jimmy Iovine, Clive Davis, uh, a lot of Mark Echo. You know what I mean? Like they all part of a small hat committee, even if some of them are Italian. They're all part of this mafia where they basically sold the culture. And it's a bastard culture because it has no identifiable fathers. And when we do find the fathers, Fathers are damn near, you know what I mean? This niggas working construction is doing better than them. How about that? Who just came home from doing 25 years. Shout out to my OG. They doing better than the pioneers of hip hop. And if there was a drug history in some of the pioneers, so what? You know what I'm saying? So what? It's, you niggas got it's drug histories right now. Niggas is getting high as I speak. Motherfuckers all up and down in the industry is on pills and coke and they snorting. You know what I mean? There's a nigga snorting a line off of another nigga's butt crack right now in some room and whatnot. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? In Hollywood, Demi Lovato, that bitch is she's a fucking heroin addict. Like in Hollywood, them niggas is all coked up and doped up and you know what I mean, on pills and tranquilizers. Like, why are you gonna don't? Let's not use the fact that some of the pioneers may have had addictions to what take them out of their fortune. Their children's children should be good. Liar Cohen said he said he sent his grandchildren's children to college off a sucker MC. Super facts. He said it on the Breakfast Club. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not being a chatty patty. I'm just giving you the news, bro. So if Liar Cohen could send his motherfucking if he could send his little Israeli crew to school, why can't Kool Herc's children go to why can't his children's children be up in a motherfucking HSBU historically black universities, or why can't they be global citizens off of the fucking taxes of hip hop? They need a union, man. They need a union, bro. The P. Diddy's and all of these, you know, lap dancers and whatnot, they mass silent about that. Like Starfallah and them niggas, like they eating off of the pioneers and not even paying them homage, bro. They won't even say their names because I'm saying Kool Herc's name and I guarantee you $100 on my Cash App, Phil T. Marlin, that there was a lot of people that don't even know who Kool Herc is. Or you might have heard his name in passing, but you never have attributed hip hop to him being a father of hip hop. It was a whole lot of people thinking that Russell Simmons was the father of hip hop, not knowing that hip hop was fully functioning 10 years before a Hustle Simmons even was on the scene. Before that whole NYU thing with him and Rick Rubin, hip hop, because remember, it was born in 72 or 3. That whole Russell Simmons shit, that's like 82, right? 83. They'll tell you in their history when you go and watch. There's all kind of shit on Netflix and all of that giving you the history. The break beats, the samples. You feel me? The samples and whatnot. Don't talk to me, you know what I mean? Like niggas was coming up with new beats. Sugar Hill Gang, my nigga. You know what I mean? All of them motherfucking, all of them battles and shit. Go talk to Black Dot. He got the thorough history of all of the battles and all of that with Kool Mo D and Busy B. You know what I'm talking about? Motherfucking Cold Crush crew. Wasn't no Def Jam back then, niggas. They wasn't no fucking Def Jam back then. Them niggas was cooking back then. They was packing out venues in the thousands. Skate Key, Rooftop. What are some other names? Harlem World. Yeah, to Get Down on Netflix. That gets into it, but it's not 100% accurate. To Get Down, there was a documentary that was a little more accurate. But yeah, it shows you all of that. You know what I mean? It shows you all of that. That's the same thing. I'm going to talk about what they about to do to consciousness and how it relates to what they did to hip hop in a minute. Because, you know, when Def Jam came along, I talked about this on a Melanin Monday before. Remember, Liar Cohen had a problem with Professor Griff, right? So Professor Griff was part of that golden age of hip hop where they were like, yo, fuck that. White man is the devil, because Farrakhan and them and Malachi Z. York was teaching all of the young niggas in the 80s about the truth. They was giving them the jewels. And really around before the crack thing really hit, and even during the crack era, the gangsters in New York had knowledge of self. They were doing the knowledge. They knew about the lessons. These niggas would carry around the fucking scrolls. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and that's a fact. If there's anybody in the chat right now, you could verify that. Like the gangsters, the real hardcore gangsters, truck jewelry, walking with the dinosaurs, niggas walking with the T-Rex bop, you know what I mean? Looking like straight Jurassic Park ass niggas. You know what I'm talking about? These niggas had this. They would they'll tell a cracker to his face, nigga, you the devil. What are you talking about? The black man is God, and then commits to knocking them out. So Professor Griff belongs to that cloth, right? When Liar Cohen blew up and when he got rid of Professor Griff and broke up Public Enemy, he then commenced to get rid of all them niggas. Don't think it was just Professor Griff, because if you look at Liar Cohen's timeline, he erased what is known as the golden era of hip hop. He erased. Remember, them Jews get on the phone with each other. They started folding up all of those little labels and consolidating them. Motherfucking the label that Eric B and all of them was on, Priority and all of that. Some of that got absorbed. Priority lasted a little longer. Tommy Boy and a few other ones, but they absorbed all of that God body talk. They got rid of that shit. That golden era of hip hop, King Asiatic, Nobody's Equal, Rakim Allah, Lakim Shabazz, motherfucking KMD, Brand Nubians. You know what I'm saying? All of them niggas, Queen Latifah, UNITY, you know what I mean? The Native Tongues, the Jungle Brothers, all of that shit. They kind of stomped all of that out with Run DMC, with LL Cool J, with Run DMC got up with Aerosmith, punk rockers, death metal, and all of that fake shit where they hate niggas. You know what I mean? And they merged them too and whatnot. You know what I mean? But that's cocaine. That's homo shit. That's white girls, nigga. That's heroin. That's drugs. That's tight ass pants. Them niggas with they tight ass. But you know they was on a tight shit before. They was on a heroin before. They was on a cocaine and a white girls before. But that was like marrying Studio 54 lifestyle or that downtown shit with the motherfucking Bronx clubs, the hardcore shit, right? Softening it, pouring. Them niggas had niggas chilling with Warhol and whatnot. Imagine being in a room with Andy Warhol. I don't want to be in a room with Andy Warhol. You niggas is out of your minds. Like, I'm good. Even with Basquiat, you know what I mean? Basquiat might be checking a nigga out because he got that velvet do-rag on. I'm Gucci, my nigga. I don't wish for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't wish for that. So, you know, all of that shit started getting pushed out of the way, and they commercialized something that was raw. They start pouring milk on niggas' coffee. They start watering down the culture and making it what viable. They made it what they made it acceptable for advertisement. They made it acceptable for corporate America. They puffed it up. They put lipstick on they put lipstick on hip hop and made that bitch look real cute. They put the little fucking you know how them niggas, you know how they have the little you know, when the girls is in private school and they be having the little checkered skirts. Yeah, they put that shit on hip hop and then they put it in a room with Madison Avenue, with corporate America. You know what I mean? They made her cute for corporate America so she could get fucked. You know what I'm saying? So she could get bent over and she could get skeeted on. And that's what happened. That's what Liar Cohen single-handedly. Okay, that's what he did. He created hip hop. He basically cleaned that bitch up. He cleaned out all of that God body shit, all of that black man is God, all of that other shit niggas was talking, and he made that shit mad commercial. He turned a conscious movement into a woke movement. That's what he did. He made that shit a woke movement. And then he changed it from a woke movement into a nigga movement. You know what I mean? And from a nigga movement, it went to Jerry Heller, the other Jew on the West Coast, and that's where you get NWA with the gangster shit. Then it went from a nigga movement to a nigger movement. You know what I mean? It went from a nigga with an A to an ER, a niggar movement. And then they got niggar Lee. You know what I mean? And then it got deteriorated, turned into that shit that we see, shit hop. You know what I mean? And it's been a downward spiral ever since. You know what I'm talking about? And they manipulated the numbers because all of that NWA going platinum and niggas selling mad record, they was buying shit. please believe they were buying records. They were utilizing niggas' budgets and they were buying their own records, okay, to fluff the numbers, to puff up the numbers. That's what the Jews did. Now it's a Bati boy movement, but it's called the devolution of it because hip hop been dead. The shit is a zombie culture now. So it's the living dead. It's dead. So what do two homos represent? Death. That's not pro life. That's pro death. So of course it's a Batiman culture because it's in a zombie state. So of course you got niggas playing inside of other niggas uh prostates and colons and whatnot. It's dead. It's dead. So little Uzi Vert, all my friends are dead, and these little niggas running around with tats on their eyelids and looking mad dead and leaning and whatnot, and they in a dope fiend nod and whatnot. It's because it's dead, family. It's in its underworld stage. We are witnessing hip hop in the underworld. If you niggas ever wanted to know what the underworld looked like, well, goddamn it, turn on World Star. It's in its under. It's been dead. It died. I think hip hop died when they killed Pac and Biggie. That was the death of that shit. Not to say that they were hip hop in the flesh, but it died around that time. And now we see it in this underworld. We're witnessing what it looks like to be in hell or to be in a zombie underworld, because that's where that shit is right now. And it's gonna be rebirth later on. But it's trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the motherfucking process. So now to get rich in hip hop, you gotta promote death. You gotta sell some death. You gotta look dead. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You gotta be on your death shit. And you could win, my nigga. You gotta tell women, yo, sell your box. You know what I'm saying? Let me sip on this liquid heroin. Let me pop a pill or two. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, let me just look. Let me get on some. Let me act like I don't care about nothing going on in the world, because that's what dead people do. Because they dead, so they don't care about nothing going on in the world. They don't care about nothing going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? They don't. They have no worries about anything going on, because how could you care if you're dead? How could you care if you're dead? You can't have a heart. You can't have a bleeding heart for the people that are being killed. You can't have a bleeding heart for Black lives going on right now. And I'm trying to tell you, man, it goes all the way back to the beginning. I'm giving you niggas CSI. You know what I'm talking about? I'm giving you niggas the CSI. I'm trying to trace the motherfucking murder. You know what I mean? The liar Cohen, that motherfucker who just popped up on the Breakfast Club, he is definitely one of the usual suspects. That is the Kaiser. I'm walking towards the building because the Wi-Fi is messing up, right? No heart, no soul, no spirits. You know what I mean? None of that. No cares about anything. No, they don't stand for nothing. So that's where we find ourselves. And these people who are controlling this shit are sitting back. Don't talk to me about the Illuminati. The fucking Illuminati is Liar Cohen and Jimmy Iovine, stupid. Fuck is you talking about? There is no Illuminati, asshole. It's these crackers that are sitting right there in your face. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati is the niggas that are bankrolling. Universal is the Illuminati. Sony Music is the Illuminati. The greatest artist in the world try to tell you that? Michael Jackson said that they the devil. You didn't want to listen to Mike? They killed him and now they got his catalog. What are you talking about? They killed Prince and now they got his catalog. What are you talking about? It's about the masters controlling the masters, because that's niggas masters. Don't they got their masters now? They the artists used to have the masters, then they got killed. Now who got the masters? Go and do the Google. Sony owns all the masters now. So I'm not making nothing up. These are just Snapple facts. So on the anniversary of hip hop, I'm just here to report that the shit is dead. You know what I mean? Hold on a minute, y'all. This motherfucking door is locked. Negro. Really, bro? Motherfucking code ain't working. What if I was being chased by some crazy crackers? I'd have been fucked. Yeah, Sumner Redstone, Viacom, Sumner Redstone, Viacom, Clive Davis, Jive Records, who was the parent company of Arista Records, who was the parent company of Bad Boy Records, um, Jerry Heller, NWA, right? Check this out. Nice little spot, right? Jerry Heller from NWA, Todd Moskovich, um, yeah, all of them, bro. All of them. They all are culprits. They all have benefited off of destroying black culture. You know what I'm saying? But black culture is attached to black society. You know what I mean? And the black heart and the black mind. You know what I'm saying? And he said it clearly in an interview. He's picking talent over social issues. He said that's what Liar Cohen said. I'm going to pick talent over social issues. So I'm going to sign somebody who's going to promote Black Death because it's talent. It's about selling that. It's about selling. I don't care if he's selling you out. I want to sell. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta sell the motherfucking. I gotta Look at the drip. He's like, look, I gotta sell this album. So it doesn't matter if the artist is gonna promote black on black crime, black on black death. Doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. I got some little Jewish people to feed because they don't got to worry about that in the Jewish community because they can't necessarily sign other Jews who are going to talk about killing other Jews in Israel. That's never going to happen. They don't have to even worry about that. They won't bankroll that. And if somebody ever comes out talking like that, they have the power to stop them and blackball them. So the Fry, the Field family, the Interscope, yeah. Yeah, Jerry Heller made 100. Yeah. Yeah, somebody just said Jerry Heller is a devil. I work for him. I truly believe you. You know what I'm saying? I truly believe you. Even that NWA movie, it was going easy on Jerry Heller. It wasn't giving you the true Jerry Heller depiction about who he really was. You know what I mean? It was said that he was the devil in the flesh. Many people have said that. So, I could say so many glowing things about hip hop and I could paint so many great pictures about it and I could celebrate it and talk about how it helped change my life and it saved my life and I'm a hip hop baby for life and all of this stupid shit. But, that's not what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that on the 45th anniversary of hip hop, so ironic that, we're being exposed to the main culprits behind the controllers of it, you know what I mean? The owners of it. You know how you niggas watch NFL and y'all thought Bo Jackson or you thought that the players owned something. You niggas thought that the players had power. And all of last year through the Kaepernick thing, you were reminded or you were rudely awakened to the fact that them niggas don't own or control or have power of anything whatsoever. They just a nigga with a pigskin ball. That's all they are. You know what I'm saying? You for 1 minute thought that they had some power, and they never had anything. And that's the same thing in hip hop. You thought Diddy had the power. You thought Beyonce had some power. You thought Jay had the power. You know what I mean? You thought Russell Simmons. You thought Hustle Russell had power, and he didn't. These niggas is all the help. You know what I mean? All of them are just the help. They just workers, worker bees. You know what I mean? Lap dancers, male escorts, working against the best interests of their people for some fucking pieces of silver and coin, for some fiat. So I'm gonna let y'all chill with that one. Peace, Jada, Michael. How you doing, sis? You know what I mean? But you know, going back to what I was saying earlier, You see this piece of paper? On this piece of paper, you write your affirmations, or you write your prayers, or not your prayers. You write your affirmations, which are things that you want to manifest, and you could put things that you want to leave out of your life, right? You write them down, and if you want to, you burn them. You know what I mean? Put it to fire. You know, put it into the ethers, and that way you make it manifest. So that's the game for tonight. All right. Love and light to the family. I'll connect with y'all later. Peace. Phil T. Moreland, YouTube. Hit me on Patreon. Red Pillar on Patreon. Sign up and be a Patreon. You know what I mean? Don't just watch the videos. Be a part of the process. Okay? Is that parchment? Nah, it's just some white paper. But if you have parchment paper, then use that by all means. All right? Love and light to you and yours. Y'all be safe. Peace.